Look at that zombie. He wants to kill me. Not today, zombie. Hello everyone and welcome to a new series on my channel. This is going to be called Rosie's Views. I can't talk today. So, I started YouTube kind of as a way to help others. I mean, I don't know if it seems that way. Hi, Spidey. But, I don't know. I want to make people smile, and I see that creeper creeping on me. Hopefully he doesn't see me. And he sees me. This is wonderful. So yeah, I started YouTube. Oh my god. He teleported. Kind of as a way to help other people. I wanted to make people smile, make people's day better, if at all possible. And I don't know, just kind of give a good vibe. So I thought, why not give out some advice? Because if you guys follow me on Twitter, I'm always kind of wanting to help people. So Hayden kind of gave me the idea to do a advice series. So this is just gonna be me doing random tasks on the Havoc, like collecting flowers for my flower shop, and talking to you guys about different things that you might have questions about. And you guys, this is your series. You give me the topics, you give me anything, basically anything you want to see my view about, or to, like, have help with, if it's boy troubles or anything. This is kind of like just an advice column, honestly. So just, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask them. So let's get on. I picked the first topic, and I know most of you guys are going back to school soon. Exciting, am I right? No? Okay. I know school is hell. I'm saying that in all honesty. I go to school too. School is not fun unless you have the right people to share it with and the right teachers, I guess. So the first thing I guess I really gotta say is don't let things stick. If you know that you're saying something a lot and people are starting to pick on you a lot about it, and that happens, people are, pardon my French, people are assholes. And they will say cruel things just to bug you, just to get on your nerves. But just don't let it stick. If you show them that it's bothering you and you let them know that it's offending you, that they're making fun of you in this way, they'll never stop, because that adds to the joy, the excitement. That's the only reason why they do it. It's the reason why people make fun, is to make themselves feel better, because they get made fun of, or they used to. So they say mean things to people and pick on people because, hey, they were picked on once too. Feel bad for the bullies. Not really. I thought I heard a creeper. That's creepy. Anyway, so just don't let things stick. If somebody is saying something rude to you, if somebody is making fun of you for something, the way you say something, just don't let them dictate what you say or do. If they're making fun of you, don't let them know they are. Or don't let them know they're succeeding. Just kind of brush it off. I know it seems like a really hard thing to do, but once you really get down to it, it's easier said than done, but it's gonna help a lot. If they don't have something to pick on you about, odds are they'll move on to somebody else. And I know that doesn't seem like the best thing, but once they're moved on to somebody else, you can give them the same advice and tell them what to do to get people to back off and stop being such jerks. And yeah, that, as long as you just, I don't know, share the advice. If it works for you, share it with other people, because then you can really help them if they're going through a difficult time. So, yep, that's my little tip number 1, and I keep blowing up creepers, but oh well, and the water is glitched. Okay, there we go. So, Next, be on time. I know this sounds like I'm picking on y'all and saying that you're bad students who never show up to class on time, but that's not it at all. I promise. It's just you gotta be there on time. There will be those really cool teachers who will be really awesome and not care if you're on time or not and forgive you, but not all teachers are like that, and it's just gonna become a bad habit. And then when you have new teachers the next school year, you're gonna be just in hell because you're gonna be used to going to school or going to class late, and that won't be accepted. So you're gonna get in trouble, and you don't want to get in trouble. Trouble's not a fun thing to be in. What? Anyway, next. You need to have good icebreakers because, and by icebreakers I mean things that you can talk to people about. Things that maybe your teachers will ask you. You need to have something that'll just grab people's attention and make them think, oh, I want to be friends with this person. This person's cool. This person is like me. This person's sarcastic. Whatever. I don't know. Just a good icebreaker is anything that'll make people stop and think, hey, maybe I want to be their friend. I don't know. Just have a really good icebreaker. And don't lie in your icebreaker. If your teacher asks you what you did this summer, don't say, oh, I went to Peru and yeah, no. Unless you did go to Peru, and then that'd be awesome. Props to you. I stayed inside all summer playing video games, but don't lie, because karma's a bitch, and it'll come around to get you. So yeah. Next is make friends with the outcast. I know that sounds really weird, but the outcasts are cool people. And sometimes they're the best friends to have because they're honest. They know what it feels like to be an outcast. So if you're ever having difficult times, they can help you. Plus, you can, like, band together with just a whole bunch of people and it'll be an amazing experience because outcasts are just social outcasts doesn't mean they don't have friends. Usually they're the craziest people who have the most friends. And it's always fun. You gotta have somebody that'll make you laugh. Otherwise, it's kind of... I don't know what friends are for besides making you laugh and smile or helping you when times are tough. I know that is a very important thing to do with friends. Next, avoid fake people. There are a lot of them. I promise you, this world is full of fake people. And those people will piss you off if you're not careful. They're rude. They're insensitive. They will find something about you that they can tell the whole school about you to make your life a living hell. And they enjoy it. They're very, very fake people. And honestly, if you let yourself get sucked in by the fake people, it's not going to be good for you. Nothing is going to work out. Well, things might, but they're just going to find the slightest little detail about you and exploit it. They're not going to care if they misinterpreted it or anything. They're just going to care that, hey, this person told me this about them, and yeah, this makes them a horrible person. Even if it doesn't, even if it's something that wasn't even you, it's just something that somebody else did, and they're misinterpreting it. Just, fake people are horrible. And why isn't this going away? I have met some very fake people in my past. There was somebody who lied to me about things, and then when I called them out on it, they didn't want to be my friend anymore, and they told everybody that I was, mean, and called them out on their lies. So, they weren't a nice person. Not at all. There you go. Kind of. So, just fake people are not cool. I know if you let them get to you, my entire last year was hell because of a fake person. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Okay, next. Ignore rumors. If somebody's spreading a rumor about you, odds are they're jealous. And I'm being completely honest with that. People get jealous a lot. It's high school. If people aren't jealous, they're lying. Okay, finally I got rid of the water. Though it's hideous, I really could care less. That water was annoying the hell out of me. So, on to the next subject. Join clubs. Yeah. I know clubs may seem lame, and if your school doesn't have any good clubs, I am so sorry, GG. But clubs are really helpful, especially if you want to make friends and you have difficulties with it, because clubs are an easy way to find people with similar interests. And usually those clubs, if they're good clubs, they will become a family. And then you'll have a nice, loving family for you who will be there for you and care for you and help you. And what is up with this water lag? Go away. So yeah, families are great, and clubs are amazing to have families with. Blah. Okay. Next is push yourself to succeed. I know that seems like a difficult thing to do, and you might not want to do it because you're like, oh, that's too much work. Yeah, I agree. Work sucks. Working really hard at school sucks, but it pays off. In the future, in whatever job opportunity or future classes you want to take, it pays off, I promise. You gotta push yourself to succeed. If you don't, why are you in school? Because you're supposed to be. I don't know, but I don't know, just kind of it pays off. I know right now I'm in college classes, and that's not fun, but it'll pay off because then I have 2 years less, or 2 less years of school once I get out of high school. College classes are good, and they're easier. Not really, but it makes it easier in the long run. So, just, yeah, push yourself to succeed. Don't quit because it looks like it's gonna be hard or something. I don't know, just... Okay. If you think, oh, I don't have to do my homework, I don't have to do anything, I can get an A just by the test. No, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna have to push yourself. You're gonna have to work really hard. Otherwise, you're not gonna succeed at all. Unless you're really lucky and your teacher doesn't care about homework. But again, those rare teachers will get you in trouble because they are aware of the norm, but they are from it. They stray from the norm. And that gets you in trouble with future teachers down the line. So just don't let it get to you. Don't let them... Just, okay, doing your homework, even if your teachers don't check it, it will at least help you know how to do the test and how to do anything else you need the homework for, because that'll give you the skills. And it's a contest and you might want to rage quit, and if your teacher's not going to pick it up, you can rage quit on that certain problem, but it is practice for a test. And don't forget, you can look up the answers. So if you're really struggling, you can look up the answers. And to be honest, if you are having so much difficulty with a problem on your homework, message me on Twitter. I will help. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but homework, I can help. Kind of. Okay, way past that. Okay, these next ones are really, really important. So, the first one, talk to adults if you're having problems. If somebody's bullying you, talk to an adult. Don't just let it happen. Go and speak to somebody about what's going on. Talk about the problems. Don't sit there and be a victim. Do not allow yourself to be the victim, because usually the victims never win. Unless you bring it to the attention of the court, or in this case, the teachers, the adults. Unless you let them know what's going on, you will never win. It'll always be them, because then they know they have power over you because you're afraid to tell somebody. At least that's what they think. Don't let them think that. Talk to somebody. Talk to me. Heck, if you're being bullied, come talk to me, because I know how it feels and I can help you, and maybe I'll hunt them down and, give them a good old snuff. But I don't know. It's just, you gotta talk to somebody about it. Don't just hide it. Don't just keep it to yourself. If you don't tell anybody, odds are it's just gonna boil up and get worse, and you're not gonna have a fun time. So talk to somebody, call a helpline if you need to. If you're having trouble with homework, like I said, don't be afraid to go to a tutor. That's a person, that's a teacher, adult. Just don't be afraid to talk to somebody. Don't be afraid to admit there's a problem. That's the first step. Okay, next. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If in class and you don't understand something, raise your hand. Be like, hey, Miss Johnson or something. I don't understand this question. What's going on? Can you please explain to me this situation, or how to solve this problem, what this certain passage in a book means? I don't know. Just ask questions. If you don't, you're going to regret it come test day. So you really need to just don't be afraid to ask the questions that are important to you and that you will need for the future. So this last one, I have to stress this. I cannot stress this enough. Do not give in to peer pressure. If you don't want to do things, don't let people tell you to do them. If everybody's at a party and they're like, hey, you're not cool if you're not doing drugs, just leave. Leave the party. Don't let them encourage you to do something. If you're like 15 years old and a guy's like, hey baby, I love you and I'll love you for my entire life, that doesn't mean get in bed with him. I'm sorry, but it really doesn't. It just means that he wants you to. That's peer pressure too, though it doesn't sound like it. It really is. He's trying to pressure you into something that you shouldn't be doing at that age, and he darn well knows it. Just that counts as peer pressure. I know they don't really consider it, but it does. And you don't want to be on 16 and Pregnant, no matter how cool it might seem to be on a TV show. I'm just saying. And if you are going to do that, be smart. But I don't suggest it. But seriously, peer pressure, give yourself that name that you don't give into it. Be known as the person who, if somebody walks up to you and starts to ask you, hey, do you want some drugs? Be that person where they will automatically, as soon as they see who they're talking to, they'll walk away saying never mind, because they'll know exactly what you'll say, and they'll respect you for it. I know some people will be like, oh, you're not cool if you don't blaze it. No. That's not true. Those people have no future. And I know they say it calms you down and stuff like that, but I've seen the long-term effects, not personally, but I've seen it through other people. Just don't do it. Don't be afraid to be friends with those people, but make sure those people know that it's not cool and they shouldn't do that around you, and they shouldn't encourage you to do it. Don't give in to the peer pressure. And I know it's really hard if you have anxiety or depression or anything, and you want to try something new. But instead of trying something new in the form of like a new drug or something like that, try something new in the form of a new activity. Ride your bike in the afternoons to calm you down instead of smoking marijuana. I don't know. Join drama club. Do some plays. Join a club. Be with different people. Anything that's new. And that won't be giving into peer pressure. That'll be an encouraging thing, a happy thing, and not a thing that you might grow to regret someday. And I know it's young, it's experiences, but it's not good. And school, especially high school, can be just troublesome when it comes to things like that. But just don't let yourself fall into it. So basically, we have talked about not letting things stick, being on time, having good icebreakers, making friends with the outcast, avoiding fake people, ignoring rumors, join clubs, push yourself to succeed, talk to adults if you have problems, don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't give in to peer pressure. Please, just if you have any more questions for me after all of those, if I didn't clarify anything about your first day of school, just don't be afraid to ask them in the comments or on Twitter. I'm not a mean person. I'll answer. I always love talking to my rosebuds. And if you have an idea for the next episode of Rosie's View, then leave it down in the comments also, or message me on Twitter, and maybe I'll talk about what you're having problems with, and I'll answer some questions you guys have. And this is not a Q&A. I'm going to do an actual Q&A about my life and things like that when I reach 100 subs, but at this point this is not a Q&A series for myself. This is questions that you guys have that I'm answering to help you out, not about myself. So, yeah. I hope this clarified some things for you guys, and I hope maybe this helped you out. And it helped me out because I got a bunch of flowers. And I didn't die. Thank goodness. So, I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next video of whatever I make, and I hope you enjoyed Rosie's View, and I hope there will be many more episodes in the future. Goodbye!